there's a lot of great things about California, but raising a family is not easy here. Doing business is not easy here.
Well, when In-N-Out can't do business in California, you know it's a bad situation. And that was Lindsay Snyder. She is the president and heiress of the iconic West Coast burger chain, and she's had enough of California's red tape, killing businesses, driving up the cost of living for her and thousands of her employees. Now, the company is moving to a shiny new office. Guess where, folks? Tennessee. Red state. Tell us if you've heard of that one before. And this is the problem. California is an example of this, but we've seen it in many other cities. New York, it's happened already. We started the hour by talking about this, how much worse it could get if we have a socialist mayor. Businesses leave. Capital goes where it's treated best. Adam.
Yeah. Imagine a state as beautiful as California that loses 120,000 people per year. I mean, it's got to be really bad for that many people to leave such a beautiful place. And that is mismanagement. That's Gavin Newsom. And no wonder, that Tennessee, where state income tax is zero, attracts all the people. I think they're actually moving to Franklin, Tennessee, a beautiful little town. And that's kind of been the hot spot. That's where everyone's going. I'm a New Yorker. I love staying in New York. I love being in New York. I love getting up, putting on my tie in the morning, walking down the street to the office. I love coming here to Fox. I can't do any of that anywhere else, so I'm sticking it out. But it's a little uncomfortable when you start talking about socialist mayors and, Gavin Newsom's, et cetera.
Well, we'll see how hot it gets for the ones of us, myself included, who have been sticking it out, and what will happen. But Kevin, we're talking about an iconic brand here. When I went to California to do a story in the Mojave Desert on solar panels, it was like the first time in a long time in my adult life that I had been out there, and everybody said you have to go to In-N-Out Burger, but that's changing now. Even they're saying enough.
It's bad policy. It's bad management at both the state level and municipal. I don't wear my watches in any California cities anymore. Some of them are lawless wastelands downtown. The defund the police thing was a bad idea. It's not just In-N-Out. Chevron, one of the world's most iconic energy companies, was started in California. They actually left their home state. If that doesn't tell you it's broken, I don't know what does. Energy independence is crucial for America. They basically said, can't stay here anymore, even though this is our legacy. We have to leave under these punitive policies. I'm so happy there is competition of states. Tennessee is a go-to state. Florida, Texas, there are many others, North Dakota, South Dakota. I think it's important that we understand that now we have social media that sees these stories and it spreads it out everywhere, that if you are a policy maker, and you're held accountable now. I mean, this is right on Gavin Newsom's lap. He owns this. He should have a burger stain on his pants right now.
But yet nothing really happens. At the end of the day, the businesses leave, they go more into debt. And yet nobody is doing anything about Gavin Newsom.
The quality of life slowly slips, slowly grinds down. I've been going to LA, shooting Shark Tank for 17 years. It is nowhere near what it used to be. Nowhere near. Nowhere near in San Francisco, same thing. I came up in Silicon Valley. Nowhere near. The slow grind down is because of bad policy. That's it.
But you know what? To hit rock bottom, Jerry, then?
Look, that's okay. You know why? Because other states are picking up the slack. Other cities are going to boom. Franklin, Nashville, there's states all over the near South. North Carolina, South Carolina, Florida, Texas. These areas are booming. The cities are growing. And I just read that Ohio is considering getting rid of their state income tax. I mean, everybody wants to play. So if you want to live in your little California world where we can't possibly pump any oil here, okay, fine. But the rest of the country is going to make changes.
And you can visit. You can visit California.
What are you going to do there?
You don't have to invest there, and you certainly don't have to pay tax there. You wave, enjoy the weather, get back to Miami.
This is tricky for In-N-Out because it's a California brand.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not just a burger chain that started there.
California brand.
They staked their whole identity on California. So to move to Tennessee, it's particularly sad that this company's doing it. But how nervous do you start to get when you're at Tennessee? We talked earlier about Florida, and like you're happy to have In-N-Out there, of course, But you talked about 120,000 people a year fleeing California to
Right.
these states. There's a beauty to federalism. You get to vote with your feet. But there's a risk in federalism when people vote with their feet and they show up in a new state and they start asking for exactly the same things
Well,
that they fled.
yes.
It didn't
People get
happen.
nervous about
It didn't happen in Florida. People were worried about it there.
No, but that's why people talk about Texas going purple, right? It's a red state, and now you're bringing in the blue, and it's kind of making it look purple. I mean, Austin actually feels like California. Austin is
But
not.
it always
Texas.
did. Austin always had
yeah.
that reputation.
Austin
true.
did, but I think,
But not the rest of
I
Texas.
do think, and this goes to the point you made earlier, states that are seeing these influxes can't just roll out the red carpet and say, come on in. They also have to think strategically about how do we make sure the reasons people are coming here remain the reasons people
Yes.
come here.
Right.
Because
Don't come-
Colorado's a good example of that, I think.
Don't come
it's
to
gone
take
blue.
advantage
Yeah.
of our policies, but then try to implement your liberal policies that you fled. That
Exactly.
Don't you think
counterintuitive.
California's tone has changed since the LA fires? I'm an optimist always. I think people there are starting to demand, wait a second, we're poorly managed. I think we got to vote ourselves out of this mess. I really feel that about California now. They want to fix it, and they should be competitive. It's a fantastic place to live if it was competitive. But I have to think that there's enough people even saying, we've tried this, and it's not working, and our place is burning to the ground. Literally burning to the ground is
Yeah,
what happened
literally.
there. Maybe they self-correct.
Maybe that's the feeling, but the policy in California when the place literally burned to the ground is let's take state money and buy that property and build low-income housing. So instead of doing the right thing, which is help people rebuild, they're doing the socialist
Maybe
thing,
time to go to the
which
polls
is make
again.
it government.
Maybe time to go to the polls. That's what should happen.
Yeah.
I can't believe Gavin Newsom will be governor of California if there's a state election again anytime soon.
Well,
I mean,
Kamala
I've met the
wants
guy, I
that
really
job.
like him, he's a nice guy, but wow, the track record sucks.
Yeah, it really does.
Yeah, it's-
All right,
Technical term.
before we take out the